Families tonight grieving the loss of 20 people, all killed in a limousine crash in New York over the weekend. 2 pedestrians and all 18 people inside the limo died when it plowed through a stop sign and crashed into a parked SUV. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nadine Woodward. It is the deadliest accident on the roads, seas, or skies in nearly a decade. And new regulations are bringing up important questions about the safety of limos. That vehicle had failed inspections a month ago and was not supposed to be on the road. The driver also did not have the proper licensing. KXLY4's Drew Reeves is continuing coverage of this tragedy. He's been looking into how limos are regulated here in the state of Washington to make sure you stay safe the next time you hop into one. Drew?
Yeah, I've been in contact with transportation departments all day trying to understand the limousine industry and how its licensing works. What I have found out is that there are regulations in place, but it doesn't necessarily mean that companies are following them.
Tragedy this weekend has left families broken.
20 fatalities is just horrific. I've been on the board for 12 years, and this is one of the biggest loss of lives that we've seen in a long, long time.
The crash took the lives of everyone inside the limo and 2 pedestrians.
My sister was the most beautiful soul that I've ever been so grateful to know.
Many people now wonder how you know if a limo company is safe and trustworthy.
There is no enforcement in our industry.
John Mosby owns Spokane Limousine, which has been operating in the Lilac City for 33 years. He says it's common to see limo companies operating without the proper licensing.
It varies because they come and go and work out of their homes, but you never see the vehicle that you've booked for a lower price maybe until they show up.
According to the Department of Licensing, limousines that carry up to 14 passengers must apply for a limousine license on its website. The agency tells me it doesn't credential drivers, so it's up to the company to make sure chauffeurs comply with regulations. They must be at least 21, have a valid driver's license, complete a defensive driving course, and pass a state patrol background check, among others. But Mosby says it really falls on the integrity of the company to make sure these rules are being followed.
Every one of our drivers have background checks and certified through the insurance company in order to have a policy.
So with some companies potentially operating without the proper licensing, it's important that you ask the right questions.
That's important to ask on the phone if they have the proper credentials and if they're insured and inspected by the state.
And the Department of Licensing tells me that if it does hear about a company operating without a license, it will contact them and potentially send them a cease and desist letter. But if you do want to know if a company has a license or not, you can actually head to the Department of Licensing website. Click on the Look Up a License tab. It will take you here. You can look up the information that you have, press search. It will take you or redirect you to the Department of Revenue website. Fill out the same information. You can fill out the business name, address, or potentially just the city that you're in, and it will give you a list of the businesses that do have a limousine license. In studio tonight, Drew Reeves, KXLY4 News.